Good morning, good morning. Welcome. I'm sitting here at the park in Salisbury and got my journal. I got a little bit of Thich Nhat Hanh, a book called True Love, and I'm just sitting here quieting myself and listening to the birds. I got some ducks around me as my friends, and the sun and the atmosphere is just beautiful today. I just wrote in my journal this quote, and I'll read it. I wrote, in all situations, before you respond, remind yourself to be soft like feathers with your words. This action is an act of love, speaking so that others are willing to listen. Imagine if in our interactions with one another, whether they be one-on-one, as friends, lovers, business partners, political affiliates, newscasters, church leaders, religious personalities. Imagine if we could learn to speak in such a way that our words are like feathers, instead of our words being like knives that cut at each other's souls and minds and hearts. What if we could pause for a moment and just ask ourselves, okay, am I stepping into my ego right now, or am I stepping into love? Are my words in this moment of benefit, or are my words harmful? Am I coming from the flow of compassion, the flow of grace, or am I coming from a flow of being defensive and aversion and pushing away? Those are our options. And so what if we could learn to gauge ourselves within, to before we even begin to respond, whatever the situation might be, is to stop and pause and allow the angst and the anxiety to settle just for a moment, and allow the loving witness that lives inside of us, that loving witness that I call love, that loving witness that the Bible calls agape, that loving witness that the Buddha talked about, where there is no separation between us. That separation is an illusion, that we're all of the same substance. That energy, that presence that made everything that's inside of us, that language of presence, power, purpose, love, generosity, that invisible force that binds all things together, that holds us, that whisper, that quiets our nervous system, that whisper that allows the ego to not be afraid and to not react. What if we could pause and find that quiet space? I call it the space between the dominoes. If you can imagine a row of dominoes, and between each domino is the space. The domino reckoned is our action, the thing that we do. We call that the domino effect. And sometimes we say things that are not the right thing to say. It's not coming from love, and we create this domino effect that goes in a negative direction. But what if we could learn to live in between the space of the dominoes, the space of the invisible, the space of the no-thingness, the space of the divine, that inner quiet place within inside of us? Be still and know that I am God is what the Bible sort of echoes to us. That there is this stillness inside of us that we can only access when we allow ourselves to be still. When we pause, our words can only become like feathers when we lose the violence within us and find that quiet place called love. And we tap into that by choice, by practice, by allowing ourselves to slow down and see the divine in every human being and everything, in every situation, in every circumstance. Everything that comes at us is designed to teach us to walk in that place we call love. Love is not easy. Love is not for the faint of heart. This divine path This path of agape, this path of transcendent love is not for the weak. You know, many people think that love is weak. Love is the strongest force in the universe. It is what has made every single thing that we get to witness. From the birds, from the stars, from the galaxies, the trees, nature, everything that we could begin to call a thing was made by that invisible force that lives inside of all of us. Some may call it God, some may call it source, that which is everything. Whatever name or label you would wish to place on it, it's undeniable that there is this force. Einstein said it was love. His final equation beyond m equals c squared, I believe that's what it is, was his equation of love. He came to this conclusion that the ultimate reality is love. Carl Sagan said that the thing that binds us together in the darkness of the universe, the thing that holds us together is love itself. And this man was an atheist, but yet he realized that the ultimate reality was this mysterious force called love. And that is that force that lives in all of us. That is that force that Spirit showed me back in July of 2006. This loving light, this glorious, magnificent light that's in every human being that transcends the physical. And when I allow myself to quiet myself and tap into that place, I become that love. I literally become a physical manifestation of that invisible force, which is why it's important that I slow and stop and pause and allow my words to become like feathers, like feathers, as opposed to like knives and daggers, and the violence that we see echoed in politics and echoed through the world and echoed in communities where there's fighting and killing and murder and hate and division and destruction. All these things have a remedy. And our families, where families are at each other, and mothers and daughters and fathers and sons are at each other, if we can learn to meditate and pause and quiet within us is this great possibility of transforming the world once we transform ourselves. In the great words of Michael Jackson, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself. It all begins with us. The man, the woman, the child in the mirror. We've allowed so much noise to sit in our minds so that we can't hear the divine voice within. We can't hear that loving calm. This video is a little longer than usual, but I'm just feeling this burning need to put this out here. Listen, my friends, the love you seek is you. The quiet you seek is within you. The peace you seek begins within you. The power, the change, the transformation that you wish to see in the world, it begins within you and I. And then we become these living sages and priests and living monks in this present day and time when we live out the presence of God, the presence of the divine, the presence of grace. And this transcends religion. I'm not even talking about religion and creed. I'm talking about that sheer energy, that mysterious force that made us. We have to admit that we didn't make ourselves. We have to admit that there's some complexity, there's some intelligent something that we can't even put our arms around. We can't box it in. We can't lock it in a church. We can't lock it in a synagogue. We can't lock it in a mosque. It transcends all those walls. But yet it willingly lives within inside of us because it is us, as us. We are it. And when we tap into that it, we can't help but be a light. We can't help but be an expression of grace and forgiveness and kindness in a world that so desperately needs grace. I hope these words benefit you today. I hope these words are like a drink of fresh water from the river of life. May you be blessed today. May you be encouraged. Know that you're loved. Whatever your failings may be, whatever you think your shortcomings are, all of those things are on purpose. That is your opportunity to experience redemption yourself. Because once you experience redemption, forgiveness, grace, transformation, and in that process, you begin to become a flow and an opportunity for other people to see the redemption in you. And then they have hope because now they see it in your eyes and they hear it in your voice. And your energy, when you walk into a room, you bring light, you bring kindness, you bring power, you bring calm. You allow people's limbic systems to relax and calm down. People feel at peace around you because you become a safe person, because you become like God, and God is a safe being. Perish those old ideas of a God that wants to kill everything. No, God is love, and God is everywhere. And more importantly, God is in you. May you be blessed. May your song resonate. And may you know your own touch on this planet. Be like feathers with your words. Peace.